Hi folks, in this video I'll be covering how do we create custom evals. We start by clicking on the evaluate drawer, and now that we already have a tone Spanish eval that has been configured, we see that it is listed over here and there is an add evaluations button. When we click on this, we are again directed to the same evaluation list, and now we click on create your own evals. Now when we click on this, form opens up in front of us wherein we are supposed to add certain details. I'll be explaining them one by one. So we have to enter a name, a template name with which we'll be calling it. For example, if I want to name it as contains URL, what we'll be doing here is I'll be explaining to you in a moment. So there are three ways in which we can create custom evals on Future AGI. The first two use LLM agents. So first option is using Future AGI agents. Second would be to use other LLMs, and third one is a function-based eval. So when we click on use future AGI events, we are presented with a bunch of models, future AGI fine-tuned models that we can select for running our templatized, for saving our templatized evals. Say for example, if I want to enable only text related evals, I click on protect, and there is a rule prompt that is to be input here. So using other LLMs and using future AGI agents, the flow for creating evals in these two only differs at this point. Rest of the steps are exactly same. So if we use other LLMs, we have a bunch of other options that we can choose to create to run our templatized eval, to save our templatized eval and run them. Say for example, if I want to select GPT-5, I can go ahead and run my new eval on GPT-5. That is totally fine. However, I would like to say Turing large, and I would say okay, just does this input contain any valid URL? And I'll say that this input. Now pay attention, this part is important. I do something like this. So this part is actually the variable part. So earlier in the tutorial for evaluations, we saw that we were mapping the column against something. That something is this. So instead of this input, let's just say field. So it would appear as field on the left hand side of the box. That being said, next we choose the output type. There are three types of output that you can again choose: pass fail, percentage, and deterministic choices. Deterministic choices are the ones that are similar to tone eval, the one that we saw initially. A percentage would be from 0 to 100. Pass fail is simple standard pass fail. Let's just say I choose deterministic type choice, say yes, and I'll just choose that okay, this is a pass type value, and then I choose no. Okay, and I'll say that okay, this is a fail type value. I can also choose it to be multi-select, but since contains URL does not make much sense to be a multi-select eval, I'll just leave it as is. These fields are optional, but they can help you in fetching your custom eval quickly. So this is related to output format, and what does the description of this would say? Checks if this checks if the input field contains a valid URL, right? Now what I'm going to do is click on create evaluation. You see we are directed to the same evaluation mapping screen that we were directed to while we were using standard evaluations. The description is here, the name is here. This is the template name. Now this will be available if you search it here, contains URL as a custom eval, see user build. So now here contains a valid URL. This is the name that the column will have. And here we'll choose say original path and hit add and run. Yep. So you see the custom eval has started running again like a normal eval. That is how you make a custom eval. Now that was one way. Other ways would include function based evals. So every function based eval has a different type of configuration. However, the output type for all the function based evals is pass fail only. Say if I choose length between, right? So if I want to say that okay, let my max length be 100 and my minimum length be 20, I can go ahead and create the same thing. This is again an output validation. Length between 20 and 100. We have to still put name, length between 20 and 100, or spaces. You create an eval, I just give a name between 20 and 100. Yeah, transcript works. I simply hit on add and run. And since these all of these do an LLM call, output length is not between 20 and 100 characters. We get an explanation of all these as well. Contains a valid URL. It'll check. I'll just cut to the part when the results have arrived, and yeah, see, no, I've already started getting results. So that's how we can run custom evals on Future AGI platform. Thank you, guys.